Ya Ali Madad Aziz sir, Ya Ali Madad all friends.
या अली मदद या अली मदद बहुत खूब सुभान अल्लाह बहुत नवाजिश तमाम साथियों को या अली मदद and thank you for joining us this morning. Inshallah, we have a lot to cover, so we will start quickly with some reminder from yesterday that we were talking about two opposite pairs, and this is where we left yesterday at the chapter 19 of the pairs opposite, and we took some of the examples of it. Today, we will look at some of the ayat covering some of these opposite pairs for further understand, and then we will come into the other kind of pairs, which may be two and then two pairs, but working together as one single unit. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. May Mullah's tawfiq, ta'id, himmat, and yari be with us, because we cannot do this on our own. We understand our shortcoming, whereas Imam is aklekul and complete, and he is our higher eye, which through we are inspired and we take our ilm and understanding from him. Ya Mulai Merban, Tawfiq, Taid, Himmat wa Yari Mullah. We were talking about khair and shar as two of the creation of Allah. Allah's creation are always in pairs. Even when we don't see them, they are in the pairs. And sometimes those examples which are given, it sounds like two different places, but they are one place with the two different understanding. The example I wanted to use for that is human. Human are one human, one soul, because we have all come from one single soul. But within the human, what do you find? Good human and bad human. What do you find in human? Adam and Iblis. What do you find in human? Man and woman. What do you find in human? Mu'min and kafir. What do you find in human? Righteous and wicked. But when we say human or humankind, we're still talking about one single soul. Nafsun wahida, as we are all born from the same one soul. And this is how Allah have created his creation in the pairs. But when we talk about Allah himself, his Subḥān wa ta'ala is pure from all the attribution. There is no one like him. He is one, al-wahid, and alone, and above all the examples. The example that which we put to him, he is above all of that. So here are some of the Quranic verses, and these are just a few sample for our understanding. For example, when Allah talks about care and shar. In this Surah 2, ayat 110, he talks about the establishment of the prayers and the zakat. And then he says, whatever care I have sent forth for yourself, whatever care I have sent forward for yourself. Meaning he considering the prayers and the zakat as part of the goodness, part of the good, part of the care. In this ayat, you do not see shar. And this is where my talk was about human. Because as a whole, Allah has created all the good things. But when we don't follow on those goodness, we bring the shar into it. For example, not establishing prayers, remembrance. So when we are in the remembrance of thee, we are in the care. But when we are not in the remembrance of thee, by default, we are in the part of the shar. Because we are not establishing what was asked us to be established. And that was to remember him and be in remembrance all the time. So you see, even the shar is part of the care, but it is just the opposite of what we are not doing right. So when we are doing right, it becomes care. And this was what was sent to us from Allah. When we did not follow on that, then we created the other side. Because someone can say, why would Allah create shar? Could He not just give us the care? Looking at this ayat, He did give us the care, but not following that care and going on the wrong side. We created the shar. That was the example of the care and shar and Adam and Iblis. Allah created Adam for the sake of care. Iblis, not following it, created the shar. Meaning not doing the right thing, we are creating the shar. Otherwise, Allah is guiding us on one path, Sirat al-Mustaqim, on the path what He has sent forward for ourselves, and that is care. All right. You will certainly find its reward with Allah. So if you do care, you will find your reward with Him. And surely Allah is seeing of what you do. This also gives us understanding. Allah is always looking to see if we are following the care or if we are following the shar. He has left that to us with our free will. Now let's look at the Surah 3, ayat 110. You are the best community, the Ummah, ever raised for humanity. You encourage. So who is part of the Ummah? The one who encourage care. Who encourage care. And forbidden evil, sure. So if you are the best of the human, then you are part of the Allah's family, part of the Ummah. Because you would have two attribution. One, you will encourage care and you will discourage evil, the shar. And how do you do that? And believe in Allah. The condition was to believe in Him. Had the people of the book believed it, would have been better for them. And here comes the answer. Isn't Allah's Ummah everyone who has been guided and been given the book? It should be that way, right? Because Allah does not discriminate against human. He's always in the favor of us, the human, because we are from Him and we shall return back to Him. He is always in our favor. So look at this. Had the people of the book believed it, because they just did not believe it, it would have been better for them. Because they did not believe, what happened? Eventually, they took the road of the shar. It would have been better if they had believed it. Some of them are faithful, but most are rebellions. We were talking about just earlier in one of our other sessions, the law of 80-20. 80-20 rule applies. We are all human, but 20% believes, 80% do not believe. We are all people of the book, 80% don't believe, 20% believes. We are all Muslim, same rule applies. 80% believes. I mean, it's not that they are not Muslim, they are still Muslim. But they have chosen to follow their own carnal soul. It would have been better if they had believed, 100%. But 80-20 rule applies. Some of them are faithful. You notice? Some of them. But most of them are not. 80-20 rule. If you follow that rule, it will help us be mindful of that we remain in 20% and do not fall out into the 80%. Because 80% also look just like us. Look-wise, there is no different. Belief-wise, there is a different. So, would that apply to Muslims, Shias, and Ismailis? If that is the rule, then it would definitely apply to us. So why this lesson? Because you want to be mindful that you remain on the side of the good and do not fall into the other side just by accident. Remain on the side of the good. And side of the good, the faithful are only few. And here we are not talking about that I do not believe in Allah or Rasul or Ali or the Imam. Because in that, we all will be 100% there. But following after believing, where is our faith, our Iman after believing? So Quran says, oh believers, believe. You are believer already. But believe, meaning follow what you have believed. A small example. Just very small example. How by accident we fall into the 80%. Imam says, do not gossip and do not do backbiting. Now, put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, have I done any backbiting or gossiping today? Forget about last week, last month, today. See how by accident sometimes we fall onto the wrong side. Otherwise, Allah have given the care to us. Allah has given us the guidance. Allah has given us the nur, the imam, the farman, the ginan, so we may do good. He has not given us anything of the shar. All the shar is just lack of staying on the right path, on the side of the care, and by accident we fall into the shar. Next example comes from 21:35. Every soul will test death, and we test you with evil and with good as trial. So Allah will test you with the good and the bad. So to us, you may return, meaning come on the side of the care. And you notice I already explained what is care. Care is Adam. Care is guidance. Care is Nur. Care is Imam. So you will return to the care. He will test you with both. He will present you with both. So you may return to the side of the care. Return on the side of Him. And He has given you what? Whatever is good, He has sent forth for yourself. Another example, 91:7-8. And by the soul and the one who fashioned it. So Allah swore by the soul and Him Himself who have fashioned your soul and inspired it to know its wickedness and its righteousness. So He show us, inspire us toward both. Successful indeed is the one who purifies their soul, and doomed is the one who corrupts it. Free will. He has left both options in front of us. But He is only teaching the righteousness. Listen to this again. He has left both options in front of you, but He only teaches you the righteousness. So look at this ayat again. Successful indeed is the one who purifies their soul through the righteousness, through the correct deed. And doomed is the one who corrupts it. So now they blame that Allah have created the care and shar, Allah created the Iblis, Allah created the Shaitan, and therefore I'm in trouble. No. Allah have only given you the care, and He has given you the option. The one who take care of his soul is the one who is successful. The one who purifies his soul by the remembrance of Thee is the one who is successful. And the one is doomed, the one who have corrupted it. All these ayat are in front of you. Most of this ayat requires no interpretation. It's very clear ayat. If we take heed and if we pay attention to it, and we shall return our thoughts back to thee. When we are not in his remembrance, this is where all the bad problems starts. On my refrigerator over here in my home, I have a small sign that says, with the remembrance of thee, I find my satisfaction. In the remembrance. So what happens when I'm not in the remembrance? Then I would not have the peace of mind, the satisfaction of the heart. The choice is ours. Imam have given us the direction. Remember, whenever you have a second, 5 seconds, a minute, or few moments, remember. Now, in the Surah 2, ayat 216, Allah talks about fighting against your own carnal soul is ordained for you. Fighting against your own carnal soul is ordained for you. Though you dislike it, you do not like to fight against your own carnal soul. Matter of fact, you love to follow your carnal soul. I want this, I want that. Because you like it so much. Want. Whereas you should be fighting against your carnal soul. But you like it so much that when Allah guides you toward the right thing, you almost start to dislike the goodness, the good things. You may dislike something although it is good for you. Following your carnal soul is not good for you, but you love to follow that. Sometimes unknowingly you are following it because you are not mindful of it. You are not thinking that this is right and wrong. So when we do gossip or backbiting, oh my God, that's the best thing, the best few moments that you will have of your lifetime. When you are gossiping and backbiting, you love it. Come on, let's admit it. We love backbiting, we love gossiping. We cannot live without it. It becomes our second nature, part of our habit. We do it so much that we don't even give a second thought. But if we are mindful of it, then and then only we will realize that this is not the teaching of Allah. He has given us a mandate to fight against our carnal soul. It has been ordained. It has been ordained. But we do not like to do that. And therefore, we keep doing what is not good for us. Here in chapter number 20, we will talk about the pairs in two and pairs as one. So let's look at this list first, and I will explain few of the things, and then we will go into the Quranic ayat referring to them. And then we will finish where you will have opportunity to give comments or ask questions. You see, this list is not far from the other list, meaning the pairs which were opposite. In the other list, Adam versus Iblis. In this, you have Adam and Hawa, a pair, but together. as one. Adam and Hawa. What is the example of Adam and Hawa? Example of Adam and Hawa is the Imam and the Pir. Adam is the Imam and Pir is the Hawa of the Adam, of the Imam. This is the example of that. Adam and Hawa. Pairs looks like two, but they are working for the same cause. What about day and night? We also had the day and night as opposite in the other one. But day and night as one pair makes one day. Matter of fact, they are so much together that half of the earth shows it is the daytime, and other half of the earth shows it's the nighttime at the same time. Same time, there is a day, and there is the same moment, there is a night on the other side of the earth. Pairs, definitely, opposite of each other, definitely, but two of a kind, day and night. The day and night represent also good. In the daytime, you earn your good deeds. At nighttime, you earn your remembrance, your ibadat. Even in your sleep, there is a ibadat. Yesterday we talked about day and night as a positive and negative. Here we are talking about day and night, both for the goodness of it. For the goodness of it. Look at the Zahir and Batin. We have a Zahiri practices like our dua, our dasan, our majalis, etc. Our Batini practices, ibadat, tasbih, zikr, remembrance, as one, Zahir and Batin as one, like our physical being and our spiritual being. Zahir and Batin. Our physical body and our spiritual body. Our Zahiri practices and our Batini practices. All for the sake of the goodness. For the good. Pairs, two, definitely, but for the goodness of it. What about heaven and the earth? We are in heaven or we are on the earth? Or are we in heaven and the earth at the same time? Our higher I never left the Imam Zaman in the example of heaven. We are all encompassed in Imam Zaman. Our higher I remains in the heaven of the Imam. At the same time, our lower I lives on this earth. You see, two, but as one. Momin and Momina. As human, we are one. But one as a male, Momin, female, Momina. They both are at the same junction, in the same boat. And that's why they are called either Momin or Momina. But when we say my spiritual children, that covers both of them as one. Just like male and a female. Next two examples, a little bit harder. Tanzil and the Tawil. Tanzil, what has been returned. Meaning, when Imam gives you a farman, and when we have the book of the farman in front of us, that is the shape of tanzil, what has been written, what has been sent down to us, what has been given to us in a written form. Tawil is the understanding of that. Tawil is the batin of that. Tawil is the original essence of the book. So, for example, Quran and what is written in the Quran is tanzil, a miracle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the batin of that, tawil of that, is the miracle of Ali Murtaza sallallahu alaihi. The batin, essence, understanding, tawil, interpretation of those words, ayat, surahs. Tanzil cannot be changed. Tanzil is the water like in a glass. Tawil is the example of a flowing river. Same water. The water in the glass and the water in the river is the same water. One is standing inside the glass, not flowing, not moving forward. But the water in the river, a flowing river, is the example of the tawil. As the water flows, tawil also flows. It's not static, not dormant in one place. And because it is flowing, it's dynamic according to the time and the place. Our understanding of tawil is that there are tawil within tawil. And there are not one tawil, but 7 tawil. Not 7, but 70. Not 70, but 700. On and forth. What about the fire and water? Oh my God, how do we understand this? Because we talked about it yesterday, absolutely opposite. Fire and water are opposite of each other. They cannot live together. But I have it right here as a pair. Noor-e-ishq, nar-e-ishq. Noor-e-ishq, nar-e-ishq. Talks about the light and the fire. Fire burns, whereas light gives light. But if you go into the core of the light, the nur, and the core of the fire, you will find they both burns and they both gives light. But here we are talking about water, opposite of fire. Opposite of fire. Fire is the example of the love of the Imam. And water is the example of the ilm of the Imam. The love of the Imam, the fire, and the ilm of the Imam goes together. Without the love of the Imam, fire, and without the ilm of the Imam, water, a mu'min cannot purify himself. You need the love and the ilm, the fire and the water. Subhanallah, subhanallah. Nare Ishq, the love of the Imam. So the Ishq. Nare Ishq, Noor Ishq. We need the love and the ilm of the Imam, like fire and water. Giryazari works as the fire, the love of the Imam, and the tears are like a water which comes out after the fire. So when we put a fire in our soul, in the ishq of the Imam, when we put the light, the fire, what comes as a result of that? The tears, the water. The water will pour in the form of the ilm of the Imam upon you. How do you bring water from the fire? This is how you bring water from the fire. What about the other way around? Can you bring fire from the water? When you have the ilm, you will light the fire of the ishq of the Imam. Subhanallah, subhanallah. Let's talk about pairs but one. Eyes. Our two eyes works together as one. What about our hands? Absolutely opposite. Look at it. Absolutely opposite. But works together as one single unit. Our nose, we took the example yesterday of our nose. That how our one nose works in two different nostrils. Feet. Together we walk and move forward. Two but one. Our mouth, the tongue and the throat works together. Two ears, two but works together. Those are the easy examples. But we had to have some physical examples. Now let's talk about Natik and Asas. How they are one single unit. Natik, the Rasul, and the Asas, the Imam. The Noor is one. They are working as a one single unit in two different bodies, like two different hands, two different eyes, two different ears. But they speak together with one single mouth. So the example of Natik and Asas is like a mouth, where the throat and the tongue works together. This is the one Noor, the Natik and Asas. One gives the Tanzil, one gives the Tawil, but one unit together. Hujjat and Dai. The Dawat can come from Hujjat, peers, or the Dai. But remember the ilm of the Hujjat and ilm of the Dai is one and comes from the Imam-e-Zaman. Looks like two, but work as a single unit. What about teacher and student? Just like on your left, you notice we have a Tanzil and the Tawil. Here we have a teacher and a student. Looks opposite, right? Matter of fact, no. Teacher cannot be a teacher without a student. And a student cannot be a student without a teacher. And what example we took yesterday? A man cannot say, I'm a husband unless he has a wife. It is wife that makes him husband. And wife cannot say, I'm a wife without a husband. It is husband that makes her a wife. Just like that, teacher and student. Without the curiosity and the question of the student, teacher does not receive the inspiration. And without the ilm of the teacher, student does not have the questions or inspiration. They complete each other. They complete each other. They inspire each other. They pull the best out of each other. The teacher and student as one unit. And we can take this further at whatever level. Mustajib to Mazun, Mazun to Dai, Dai to Hujjat, Hujjat to Imam, Imam to Asas, Asas to Natik, Natik to Nafsekul, Nafsekul to Aklekul. Two, but as one unit. The last one. Ice is the example of Tanzil. And water is the example of Tawil. So when ilm is frozen, static, in written form, is the example of the ice. And ice does not flow, but water does. So when ice starts to melt, take a cube of ice, put it on your counter. It's sitting in one place. That's it. But as it melts, what happens? It starts to flow. Are you understanding the example? You take the cube of ice, put it on your counter. Ice is static, sits in one place. The example of Tanzil. But as it starts to melt and the water comes out, water does not stand on one place. It starts to flow on the counter. It will go further and further. That is the example of the Tanzil and the Tawil as the example of ice and the water. In ourself, there is the example of the frozen status. We cannot move forward until we unthaw the ice, the frozen status of our spiritual journey within ourselves. Remove the winter time like status in yourself and watch the water flow and the spiritual progress will happen. Meaning, bring the spring into yourself. Remove the winter-like status. Start to unthaw the ice, the frozen status in you, so you may elevate and move forward spiritually. In the child, how do we bring talent out of the child? We start to unthaw him. We start to teach him and show him the new ways. We start to send them to school. We start to teach them the skills. And then they shine and they move forward like a river and the flowing water. So let's finish with two of the ayat in the example. And we talked about the mindfulness again and again today. And we talked about nafsun waida, that we are all from one single soul. Here is the reference to that. Shah Karim, Salawatullah alayhi, have used this ayat many times many times, especially in Canada, speaking to the Congress there, the House of Lords, he talked about this ayat. O mankind, be mindful of your Lord. Be mindful of your Lord, who created you from one single soul. One single soul. You see, you all are from one single soul. Now let's come to multiplication. And from it, he created its mate. Then from Adam came Hawa. From one, we became two. And what happened after two? And through both of them, he spread countless men and women. Multiplication. So 1, 2, and the 3 is the multiplication. 2 is the pair, 1 is the single, 3 is multiplication, which have 2 and 1 in it. In 3, what do you have? You have 2 and 1. That makes you 3. Countless numbers after that. There is no limit to the numbers after that. He spread countless men and women. Understanding of the pairs, understanding of multiplication, at the same time understanding of oneness within the multiplication. So if you were in Adam as one, became 2 with Hawa, became 3 and multiplied throughout the ages in millions and billions. But then on the return journey, what will happen? From the unlimited, you will become limited. From limited, you will become 3. From 3, you will become 2, and eventually back into the 1. Rewinding ourselves back into the original, the 1. Nafsun wahida. We are from him, we are from 1. And we shall return back to him, 1. In Qur'an, you will find 2 ayat, but 1 is very important. That all of you will come back to him as 1, 1. सबको उसकी तरफ लौटना है एक एक करके. Very important to understand that we are from 1 and we shall return back to him as 1. Surah 3, 190. Indeed, in the creation of heavens and the earth, and the alteration of the night and day are the signs of those of understanding. Here, what we are trying to show, that sometimes we are visible, multiplied, in example of the day. And then we are hidden in the example of the night when we return back to him. And those are the signs for us so we may understand. We are in the heaven, at the same time we are in the earth. Bisham says, and Rumi says, when did I ever come to this world but as a shadow? My original remain with thee. The understanding of the Zahir and Batin, as I just spoke in the previous ayat. Here we're going to take 2 ayat from the same surah, 3 and 4. That Allah says, He is the first. What about you? with Allah. You were one with Him as one, as the first, as the awwal with Him. He is the last. At the end, you will be with Him and you will be the last. I am first and I am the last. I am awwal and I am the akhir. I am also manifested, zahir. And I am also hidden within you as batin. You are in me and I am in you. You are my manifestation and I am your hidden nur, hidden existence. You are from my soul and I am your soul. Think about this. You are my zahir and I am your batin. And this applies to Imam at the highest level. Imam is Nur-e-Ilahi, and Nur-e-Ilahi is manifested in the Imam. So we may think and take lesson from it. He is the one who created the heaven and the earth in 6 days. He is the one. Created all of the ranks, higher ranks and the lower ranks. I know my time is over, but let me quickly go through this ayat quickly. 57, 12 and 13 talks about the believing mu'min and the believing mu'minah as we had the reference in our chart. 57 and 13 talks about the goodness and the evil. So 57, 12, goodness, mu'min and mu'minah. 13, the wickedness, the hypocrites, men and women. What I'm trying to show you here, that everything I talked about, none is my own words. I'm nobody, nothing. All of this lesson comes from the words of the Allah in the Quran. This is Allah's lesson, not mine. These words belong to Him. If you like something today, it was due to His words. And if you did not like something today, there was definitely my shortcoming. We talked about the fire and the water. And those are the two references. Comes from Surah Baqarah, ayat number 24, where Allah talks about the fire of the hell and talks about the water of the Musa when he put his stick on the stone. So I'll let you read all of these great references for your sake. Everything that was in chart, I have found the reference of those from the Quran for your review, for your study, for your learning. Thank you so much. And my apology since I took longer than I was allowed, allocated to take. G.